They belong to pictures.
Yeah. The ambassador.
Sock.
Yeah. Ambassador.
The Ambassador venue you see ahead of you housed Dublin's longest running cinema, showing films on and off until it ceased in 1999. It was constructed in 1764 and was used as an event hall for about 130 years, until somebody finally invented film. So, in 1897, it began showing moving pictures as a novelty, and by 1910, it was a full-time cinema. It opened as a music venue in the early 2000s and is now an exhibition hall. The next stop is stop number 17, the Writers' Museum, the Hugh Lane City Gallery, and the Garden of Remembrance. Sir Hugh Lane was an art dealer, collector, and gallery director. Although he spent much time in London, he was originally from Cork. Tragically, he died not too far from his birthplace in 1915, when he drowned after the RMS Lusitania he was aboard was torpedoed off the coast of County Cork.
This is the...
Inside his gallery, you can experience Francis Bacon's studio. Francis Bacon was born in Baggot Street in 1909, and without doubt he is one of Ireland's greatest artists. His works, particularly those sold in the 1990s after his death, smashed all previous records. And if the value at which they sell is not enough to entice you to check them out, our old friend Margaret Thatcher once described him as the man who paints those dreadful pictures. On your right is the Garden of Remembrance. The garden is dedicated to the memory of all those who gave their lives in the cause of Irish freedom. Designed to be a place of quiet remembrance and reflection by Daithí Hanley, the large sculpture at the far end of the garden is a depiction of a famous Irish myth, the Children of Lear. The Gate Theatre on your right was founded in 1928, and it has been a staple for theatregoers in Ireland ever since. Many actors have thread the boards here, and Orson Welles made his debut here. After graduating school, he was travelling in Ireland, and he visited the Gate, and he fell instantly for it. With no professional experience, he cheekily left a note for the director, reading, "Orson Welles, star of the New York Theatre Guild, would consider appearing in one of your productions and hopes you will see him for an appointment." He was seen for a part and got it. And despite his first night being full of mistakes, he did make an impression, with the director saying that Welles had put on an astonishing performance, wrong from beginning to end, but with all the qualities of fine acting tearing their way through the chaos of inexperience. She swore that she loved me. As we continue down O'Connell Street, you will see the spire again on your right. It is 121 metres tall, and its other official name is the Monument of Life. What Dubliners refer to it affectionately as the stiletto in the gale. The pedestrianised street that runs off it is Henry Street, and is one of the two main shopping areas in Dublin, the other being Grafton Street. Along Henry Street, you will find most of the big brands. But if you want a taste of old Dublin, head to Moore Street, where street traders can still be seen selling everything from fish to flowers. If shopping wears you out, there is a church at the end of Henry Street, which has been converted into a restaurant and bar, but keeping most of the original interior. Well, I did say that we loved religion and alcohol. The next stop is stop number 18. O'Connell Street, the Gresham Hotel.
Oh shoot.
Not 8 or 9.
I jumped up, fired off my pistols, and I shot him with both barrels. Mushering, gonna die. Wait for my video.
It's great. Like you've been drinking. This
Hello. I just wanted to welcome you all on board our tour of Dublin City. If you've been on for a few stops already, please forgive my blatant rudeness in not greeting you sooner.
I like to do Friday down.
What's that?
We need to pop up the town.
Yeah?
So what's the multi-story car park is.
Oh, see what's been happening, yeah?
Yeah.
The next stop is stop number 19, Abbey Street, for the GPO and shopping areas. Up ahead on your right, you're approaching the Abbey Theatre, Ireland's national theatre. Established in 1904 by W.B. Yeats and Lee Gregory.
Yeah.
Don't I put my foot down there?
The bridge you see in front of you is the Rosie Hackett Bridge. It is the only bridge in the city named after a woman. And what an incredible woman she was. Born into a working class family and raised in a tenement not far from here, she grew up to be a champion of social and workers' rights. At the age of 18, she set up the Irish Women's Workers' Union. She was involved in the 1913 lockout. She helped print the 1916 proclamation read out by Pearse in the GPO. And she was stationed in the Stephen's Green garrison with the ICA throughout the Rising. And then she dedicated the next 60 years of her life to the labour movement and workers' rights. The bridge was officially named in 2014. And I think you'll agree, it is the least we could do for such an amazing woman.
Bob of my belt and the might and the Toby.
This is nice.
The large 18th century building coming up on your left is the Custom House. Built as the office to collect customs duties from The next stop is stop number 20,
Yeah.
Epic, the Irish Emigration Museum. It's dedicated to those who emigrated and their descendants. On your right is a memorial to the millions of those who had to leave Ireland in the late 1840s during the Great Famine.
That's the private ship over there, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
On your right, we have the Jamie Johnson, a replica of an 1847 famine ship of the same name. It is a museum of history of the Irish famine and offers a fascinating, if harrowing, insight into the conditions of life in famine-torn Ireland and the dangers and hardship of emigrating by sea. The next stop is stop number 21, North Wall Quay. We hope you are enjoying your experience here with us at Irish Day Tours. For more information about our family-owned, award-winning tours, just speak to your driver at the next stop. The bridge we are about to cross is named the Samuel Beckett Bridge, after one of Ireland's most renowned writers. The design of the bridge is said to resemble a harp sitting on its side.
Yeah. What about you?
I know what you're saying, yeah.
Oh yeah, they do these. You know the feet?
They get faster and faster.
Yeah.
If you look over to the quays on your left, you may notice a large red diving bell. This feat of engineering design was achieved by a Dublin man, Bindon Bloody Stoney. It was constructed in 1866, entered service in 1871, and was used for nearly 90 years in building the quay walls of the Liffey. The diving bell you see there is the original, and a great reminder to the locals of the area of their proud maritime history.
Yeah, so Ollie said now about the bus today.
Yeah. Well, it gets us to where we want to go, doesn't it?
Well, quicker, yeah.
Clayton Hotel, Fort Gosh Theatre, Grand Canal Dock, and the U2 Studios.
When he gets a future, he goes frantic. Frantic, goes frantic, goes frantic, goes frantic.
Grand Canal Dock, which
I bet that'd be an American bridge there.
has been the site of Irish rock band U2's studio for over 20 years now. The studio, which is located on Hanover Quay, is a mecca of sorts for local and visiting U2 fans. If you still haven't found what you're looking for and decide to visit, try not to stand too close to the edge, or your beautiful day might be ruined.
One love.
Yeah. One heart.
But she's an old fart.
One love. You old fart.
She only got one heart. But now she's an old fart. Too late. I was leaning.
Yeah.
In a minute or so, we will be seeing Merrion Square, the finest example of a Georgian square in Dublin. Building started in 1762, and it contains a beautiful public park surrounded on 3 sides by Georgian buildings, and on the 4th by the National Gallery, government buildings, and the Natural History Museum. The Natural History Museum, or Dead Zoo,
There's that train station again.
was established
Yeah.
in 1886 by yet again the Royal Dublin Society. While it was originally only open to members of the RDS, in 1877, ownership of the museum was transferred from the RDS to the state by an Act of Parliament and what was called at the time relevant compensation. It has been open to the general public for most of its history since then, except for a brief closure between 2007 and 2010, when it closed for some renovations. The National Gallery is also on the square. Its doors opened in 1864 with a modest collection of 112 paintings, but it now houses some of the finest artworks in the world. But most interestingly, Caravaggio's Taking of the Christ. It was one of his lost works, which disappeared in the 1800s, and while many copies were found around the world, the original was undiscovered until 1990, and it was discovered almost by accident, hanging in the residence of the Jesuit Society in Dublin. It was donated to them in the 1930s, and it was assumed it was just a copy, until one day, the senior conservator of the National Gallery was asked to examine some
God's
artworks
broken,
owned by the Society for the purposes of restoration.
Yeah.
When
Good
examined,
deed.
he noticed
They never let off.
Never let off.
Yeah, letters A, B, C, D and stuff.
Yeah.
The least used.
Yeah.
the next stop is stop number 28, Merrion Square,
Probably Z.
for the Natural History Museum and the National
Huh?
Gallery of Ireland.
E.
B. Number
E.
B. E.
E for elephant.
Just a short hop to our next stop, stop number 21, the Merrion Hotel. On your right is the back of Leinster House, Ireland's Parliament buildings. A lot of news reports are broadcast from here, so keep an eye out. And if you see one, well, you just might make it onto TV.
As a Galilean boy,
Oh yeah. I wonder what he's got in there.
You can't see the number plate next to his lights.
No. Had to put it on that box thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Two buses together. Next up is Ascent, isn't it?
What's that?
St Stephen's Green.
Yeah.
Trash stuff.
The next
Next
one.
was a little while yet, though.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Another 6 minutes.
I won't be blind and I won't cry. I look up high and gladly sigh and thank the guy who puts the rainbow in the sky.
Rainbow in the sky.
On your right is still part of the government buildings, specifically the Department of Finance offices.
But tiny focus.
Oh.
Just see it's white. A slight tinge of pink.
Yeah. Say that again.
Oh, this song's a great one. Because it like it's hard to find.
Oh no. It's really hard to farm.
This area of the city was designed as a number of residential squares from 1789 onwards. Georgian architecture is recognisable through its wide streets, tall terrace buildings, usually in red brick, adorned with large windows and steps leading up to a first floor doorway. This style can be seen all over Dublin, and because of this, Dublin is a popular destination for many period TV and film productions. It was then, and is now, an expensive and exclusive area to buy and rent in. To your left, you will see Fitzwilliam Square, and like much of Georgian Dublin, it has a park in its centre. Parks such as this were originally
Right to
private
left
parks
to
for people
part,
who lived around.
right.
This
But
is
don't
one of the
forget
few
too
left
far.
that still restricts access to
There was a
non-residents.
stuffed lion in someone's
I'm not
front
sure
room
what that
window
says
down
about the
there.
people
Yeah,
around
no.
here.
Do you have to smell my finger? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to smell my finger?
Straight ahead
that
of you,
sounds
you will
like
see
staying on the
St.
video.
Stephen's Green.
Yeah.
In the 1600s,
I'm gonna remix it.
primarily used for grazing,
Why not?
until the corporation
Well, you know what?
walled it in and sold the land around it. As the south side became very fashionable, Ardlow, and gifted to the city of Dublin to be enjoyed by all. Lord Ardlow
nice,
was Sir Arthur Edward Gibbs,
BM, innit?
great-grandson of Arthur Gibbs.
Skoda, I think, isn't it? Or a Saab. It's an old one, though.
Tarvey, isn't it?
They're the new ones, aren't they?
Aye.
Nearly there now.
Yeah.
What are the bikes?
It is there.
St. Stephen's Green was one of the areas occupied by the rebels in 1916. They were surrounded on all sides. British troops took over the Shelton
Yeah.
Hotel, which you'll soon see on your right. The fighting was constant. But at midday every day, there was a ceasefire. Why the ceasefire, you might ask? To remove the dead?